Let's be honest for a second. You set goals. You try to build new habits. You might even buy a fancy new planner and a set of color-coded pens, feeling like this is the time it all changes. But a few weeks later, maybe a month if you're lucky, you're right back where you started. And the frustration? It's real. It's that same old cycle. A burst of motivation, a slow fade into doing nothing, and then that crushing weight of blaming yourself. You start wondering, what is wrong with me? Why can't I just stick with it? What if I told you the problem isn't you? It's not about your motivation, and it's not a lack of willpower. The problem is the map you're using. Or, more accurately, the fact that you don't have one. You're trying to navigate the wild territory of your own life, with all its ambitions and dreams, but you're basically just wandering around in the dark. This video is about to give you the brutally honest roadmap you've been missing, the one that finally brings order to the chaos and helps you build real, lasting personal growth. So stick with me, because we're about to draw that map together. Section 1. Why everything you've tried has failed. That feeling of being stuck. It is one of the most demoralizing experiences out there. You see other people moving forward, getting promotions, transforming their health, making things happen, and you feel like you're just running on a treadmill. You're putting in the effort, you're sweating, but you're not actually getting anywhere. And this isn't just a feeling. For most people, it's a statistical reality. Just look at the classic ritual of New Year's resolutions. It's the one time of year when the whole world agrees to try and be better. Yet, the failure rate is staggering. A 2023 poll from Forbes Health found that the average resolution doesn't even make it 4 months, lasting just 3.74 months on average. Even worse, other research shows that only about 9% of people who make resolutions actually see them through for the whole year. Think about that. More than 90% of our best intentions, set during a global peak of motivation, just evaporate. So why does this keep happening? It's a perfect storm of psychological traps. We set these huge, vague goals like be healthier or be more productive. Those aren't goals, they're wishes. They're dreams without an action plan. We get so caught up in the initial excitement that we try to build a skyscraper on a foundation of sand. It's doomed from the very beginning. The result is this devastating feedback loop. You set a goal, you miss it, you feel guilty and disappointed, and your belief in yourself takes a serious hit. The next time you try, there's a little voice in the back of your head whispering, "What's the point? You're just going to fail again anyway." This kills your confidence and makes it even harder to succeed in the future. The chaos in your life isn't a sign that you're broken. It's a symptom of a broken process. You've been trying to navigate with a compass that just spins in circles. No wonder you're lost. Section 2. The fix. Your personal roadmap. So, if that's what doesn't work, what's the fix? You have to stop thinking in terms of scattered goals and start thinking in terms of a single, integrated personal development roadmap. A roadmap isn't just a to-do list. It's a strategic document for your life. It's a living blueprint that connects who you are right now to the person you want to become, giving you a structured way to look at yourself, set goals, and actually keep improving. Think of your life as a journey. A roadmap helps you plan for what's ahead, just like you would for a big trip. It answers 3 critical questions. Where am I right now? Where am I trying to go? And how exactly am I going to get there? When you have this plan, something amazing happens. It gives you clarity, cutting through all the noise and daily distractions. It boosts your motivation because you can see not just the finish line, but the very next step right in front of you. It builds your confidence with every small milestone you check off. And most importantly, it forces you to make sure your daily actions are actually aligned with your long-term vision, so the work you do today is actually getting you closer to the life you want tomorrow. And this isn't just fluffy, feel-good advice. The research backs it up. A famous study by psychology professor Dr. Gail Matthews discovered that you are 42% more likely to achieve your goals just by writing them down. That same study found that if you share your progress with a friend, your success rate jumps to 76%. That's not magic. That's the power of being intentional and holding yourself accountable, 2 things that are at the very core of a great roadmap. So let's stop wandering and start navigating. It's time to build your personal roadmap, and I'm going to walk you through 7 clear, actionable steps. If you follow this, you'll start replacing chaos with clarity, frustration with progress, and a life that happens to you with a life designed by you. Section 3. Step 1. The "You Are Here" marker. Every good map has that big, bold marker that says, "You are here." If you don't know your starting point, you can't possibly chart a course. So, the first and most critical step in building your roadmap is to get radically honest with yourself and do a deep self-assessment. This has to go deeper than a quick glance in the mirror. You need to be brutally honest about your current reality. A fantastic tool for this is a personal SWOT analysis. It stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths. What are you actually good at? What skills and talents do you have? What do people compliment you on? Be specific. Don't just say, "I'm a good communicator." Say, "I'm great at explaining complicated things in a simple way." Weaknesses. Where do you struggle? What habits are holding you back? This isn't about beating yourself up. It's a strategic inventory. Admitting that you're a chronic procrastinator or that you're clueless about finances is the first step to fixing it. Opportunities. What's going on around you that you can use to your advantage? Is there a new technology you could learn? A growing trend in your industry? A potential mentor you could connect with? Opportunities are the tailwinds that can push you forward. Threats. What external roadblocks are in your way? Is your job unstable? Do you have negative people in your life who drain your energy? Identifying threats lets you plan a detour before you get stuck. After the SWOT, you need to get crystal clear on your core values. Your values are your personal compass. When your goals line up with your values, you feel a deep sense of purpose. When they don't, even hitting a goal can feel empty. Ask yourself, what truly matters most to me? Freedom? Security? Creativity? Community? Pick your top 5 values and write them down somewhere you'll see them. They're the filter for every decision you're about to make. Finally, ask the big questions. If I keep doing exactly what I'm doing now, where will I be in 1 year? 5 years? Is that a destination I'm excited about? This self-assessment is your foundation. Don't rush it. Take a weekend, take a week if you need to, and just journal and think. Only by knowing exactly where you stand can you take a confident first step. Section 4. Step 2. Choose your destination. Once you know where you are, it's time to decide where you're going. This is the goal-setting part, but we're going to do it differently. No more vague, fuzzy wishes. We're setting crystal clear, compelling targets using the gold standard for goal setting, the SMART framework. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Let's break this down, because this little acronym is the engine of your entire roadmap. Specific. Your goal has to be incredibly clear. I want to get in shape is vague. I want to lose 20 pounds and be able to run a 5K without stopping is specific. It trades a fuzzy idea for a concrete target. Measurable. How will you know you're making progress? If you can't measure it, you can't manage it. Read more isn't measurable. Read 12 books on personal development this year is. Measurement gives you feedback and lets you celebrate small wins, which is key for staying motivated. Achievable. Your goal needs to stretch you, but it shouldn't be so crazy that it's completely discouraging. It has to be realistic. Setting a goal to become a millionaire in 6 months when you're deep in debt is just setting yourself up to fail. But a goal to pay off $5,000 in debt this year? That's challenging but achievable. Relevant. This is where your values come back in. Does this goal actually matter to you? Does it align with the person you want to be? Chasing a goal just for Instagram likes or to make your parents happy is a fast track to burnout. It has to connect to your personal why. Time-bound. Every single goal needs a deadline. A goal without a deadline is just a daydream. Setting a target date, like by July 1st or in the next 90 days, creates a healthy sense of urgency and helps you stop procrastinating. Let's put it all together. The vague wish, I want to be healthier, becomes the SMART goal. I will lose 20 pounds, measurable, by my birthday in 6 months, time-bound. I'll do it by exercising 3 times a week and cutting out sugary drinks, specific. This is important because I want more energy for my family, relevant, and it's a realistic target, achievable. See the difference? One is a wish. The other is a plan. Your turn. Define 3 to 5 key SMART goals for the big areas of your life: career, health, finances, relationships. These are the main destinations on your brand new roadmap. Hey, if you're finding this useful and you're ready to stop drifting and start designing your life, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. We're only halfway through building this map, and you don't want to miss the next steps that tie it all together. Section 5, Step 3. Plan your route. Okay, you know your starting point and you know your destinations. Now it's time to plan the actual routes you'll take to get there. This is where we identify the specific skills, knowledge, and habits you need to build to close the gap between the person you are today and the person you want to be. Look at each of your SMART goals. To make it a reality, what do you need to learn, or who do you need to become? Let's break it down into 4 categories. First, skills. This means hard skills like coding or graphic design, and soft skills like leadership or communication. Let's say your goal is a promotion. What skills does that new role require that you don't have yet? Maybe it's knowing a specific software or being better at leading meetings. List them out. Second, knowledge. What do you need to know? This is all about continuous learning, reading books, taking courses, listening to podcasts. If your goal is to fix your finances, your knowledge gaps might be understanding index funds or learning tax strategies. If your goal is health, it might be learning about macronutrients. Third, mindset and habits. This is the internal work, and it's often the most important. What limiting beliefs are holding you back? Maybe you need to stop thinking you're bad with money or cultivate a growth mindset. And what new habits do you need? A morning routine? Daily meditation? As James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, says, habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Fourth, networking and relationships. Nobody succeeds alone. Who do you need in your corner? This could mean finding a mentor, joining a group of like-minded people, or just being more intentional about building supportive relationships. Your network is your support system. For each of your big goals, brainstorm a list of things you need to develop across these 4 areas. This turns a scary, massive goal into a simple series of learning objectives. The goal, start a successful YouTube channel, feels huge. But breaking it down into learn video editing skill, study YouTube analytics, knowledge, develop a consistent filming habit, and collaborate with other creators, networking, makes it feel completely manageable. This is how you draw the actual roads on your map. Section 6, Step 4. Create turn-by-turn directions. You have your destinations and your main routes. Now you need the turn-by-turn directions. This is where you create a super detailed action plan by breaking your big goals down into the smallest possible tasks and actually scheduling them. This is the ultimate cure for feeling overwhelmed. You don't have to accomplish the whole goal today. You just have to do today's tiny task. The trick is to work backward. Take that goal of running a 5K in 6 months. What has to happen in month 5? Month 3? This week? What do you need to do today? You break the goal into milestones, the milestones into weekly tasks, and the weekly tasks into daily actions. For example, goal: run a 5K without stopping in 6 months. Month 1 milestone: be able to run for 10 minutes straight. This week's task: go on 3 run-walk sessions. Today's action: go for a 20-minute session, walk for 5 minutes, then alternate 1 minute of jogging and 2 minutes of walking. That level of detail is your secret weapon against procrastination. Run a 5K is a big, scary thing that's easy to put off. But do a 20-minute run or walk is a small, concrete action you can do right now. Use whatever tools you like for this: a planner, a spreadsheet, a task manager app. The tool doesn't matter as much as using it. And here's the key: schedule these actions directly into your calendar like they're appointments. Why? Because what gets scheduled gets done. This plan should be flexible. Life is going to happen. You'll get sick, a work project will explode, or you'll realize an approach isn't working. That's fine. The plan is a guide, not a prison. When you get sidetracked, you don't waste energy wondering what to do next. You just look at your plan and do the next thing. Section 7, Step 5. Find your travel companions and gear. You wouldn't go on a huge expedition alone or without the right gear, right? Your personal growth journey is no different. Step 5 is all about gathering the resources and support systems you need to win. Trying to do it all by yourself is a recipe for burnout. First, let's talk resources, the gear for your trip. Based on your action plan, what do you actually need? Books and courses. Which specific books will you read or courses will you take to get the knowledge you need? Tools and apps. Do you need a gym membership, a subscription to a productivity app, or specific software? Money. Do your goals require a financial investment? Plan for it. Next, and arguably more important, is your support system, your travel companions, mentors, and coaches. A mentor is someone who has already walked the path you're on and can save you years of mistakes. A coach can provide structure and accountability. Don't be afraid to seek out and even pay for expert guidance. Accountability partners. This is one of the most powerful tools there is. The effect is so powerful that some studies suggest your chance of success can skyrocket, even up to 95%, when you have regular check-ins with an accountability partner. Find a trusted friend who's also working on goals and schedule a quick weekly call to report your progress. Knowing you have to report to someone is a massive motivator. Peer groups and communities. Surround yourself with people on a similar path. Join a mastermind, a local club, or even an online forum. These communities remind you that you aren't alone in your struggles or your ambitions. Be proactive here. Don't wait for these things to just appear. Make a list of the gear and people you need for your journey and go find them. Your environment and the people in it will have a huge impact on your success. Curate them wisely. Section 8. Step 6. Actually drive the miles. A map is totally useless if you never put the car in drive. This step is all about execution, and it's powered by two simple forces: deliberate practice and radical consistency. This is where you just do the work, day in and day out. Deliberate practice isn't just going through the motions. It's focused, intentional effort designed to improve a specific skill. So if your goal is to be a better writer, it's not just writing 500 words. It's writing 500 words and then spending 20 minutes specifically analyzing your sentence structure to make it better. It's hard work, but it's the fastest way to get good at something. The real key to this step, though, is consistency. This is where the 1% rule from James Clear comes in. The idea is simple. Just focus on getting 1% better every single day. 1% is tiny. It's almost nothing, but the power of compounding is incredible. If you get just 1% better each day for a year, you'll end up 37 times better by the end. This simple idea shifts your focus from chasing some massive breakthrough to just showing up and making one tiny improvement today. Don't feel like going to the gym? Fine, just do a 10-minute walk. Don't have the energy to write a whole chapter? Just write one paragraph. The goal is to never have a zero day. Just maintain the momentum, no matter how small the action. Success isn't the result of one heroic effort. It's the sum of thousands of small, consistent, and often boring choices you make every single day. You have to fall in love with the boredom of consistency. Fall in love with showing up, especially on the days you don't feel like it. Because those are the days that separate the people who hit their goals from the ones who just have a list of broken resolutions. Section 9. Step 7. Check the map. No trip ever goes exactly according to plan. There will be detours, roadblocks, and moments where you realize you might want to go to a different destination altogether. The final step is to build in a system for regular check-ins and reviews. Your roadmap has to be a living document that can adapt with you. Schedule 3 levels of review, a weekly check-in, 10 minutes every Sunday. Look at your plan for the past week. What got done? What didn't? Why? Then adjust your plan for the week ahead. This keeps you agile. A monthly review, 30 to 60 minutes at the end of each month. Zoom out a bit. How are you tracking toward your big milestones? Is your strategy working? Do you need a new resource or a different approach? This is your chance to course correct. A quarterly life audit, 2 to 3 hours every 3 to 6 months. Go all the way back to the beginning. Reread your core values. Reevaluate your big SMART goals. Are they still what you want? It is perfectly okay to delete a goal that no longer serves you or add a new one that's become more important. This review process isn't about judging yourself. It's about gathering data. If you keep failing at the same task every week, that's not a moral failure. It's data telling you that your approach is wrong. Maybe the task is too big or too boring, or you don't have the right skill. Think about a pilot flying from Los Angeles to New York. They're technically off course over 90% of the time because of wind and turbulence. The entire journey is just a constant series of tiny adjustments. But because the pilot is always checking the map and making those corrections, the plane lands exactly where it's supposed to. Your life is no different. Be the pilot. Embrace the review process, constantly adjust, and make sure you're always heading in the direction you choose. So there it is. The 7-step roadmap to take your life from chaos to clarity. We found our starting point, chose our destinations, planned our routes, created turn-by-turn directions, gathered our support systems, committed to doing the work, and built in a system to review and adjust. This isn't a magic fix. It takes real effort and the courage to be honest with yourself. But that feeling of being lost, of spinning your wheels and going nowhere, that does not have to be your story. It's just the natural result of navigating without a map. Now, you have one. You have the blueprint. The chaos doesn't have to be your normal. Order, purpose, and progress are right there for the taking. The only question is, will you use the map? What's the number one destination you're putting on your new roadmap? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one, and I'd love to hear what you're setting out to do. Start drawing your map today.